Karen tried to ban my cat, but millions online turned her life upside down. Let me tell you something about my cat before we dive in. He's not just a cat, he's an icon. And no, I don't mean in that every cat owner thinks their fur ball is royalty kind of way. I mean it literally. 47,000 followers, a verified blue check, sponsored by 3 brands. My cat, Tofu, is a social media celebrity. But none of that mattered to Karen. We moved into Meadowglen Terrace 3 months ago, a sleepy little cul-de-sac in Northern California that pretended it was a gated Beverly Hills retreat. Quiet, overly manicured, fake smiles and real binoculars. Perfect for content creation. I thought. Turns out, I walked into a pastel-colored war zone. A war I didn't start, but damn, I was about to finish. It began with a note taped to my door. Unauthorized animal presence. You are hereby warned. Further sightings will result in action. No name. Just the letters HOA in a knockoff serif font. Meadowglen Homeowners Association. Apparently. Funny thing is, there is no real HOA here. The developers never filed one. It's just a circle of cranky retirees, led by Queen Karen herself, pretending to rule. Karen had a clipboard, a whistle, and a vendetta. I first met her when Tofu wandered into her yard. He was wearing his little camera harness, the one that live streams to his channel. He sniffed a lawn flamingo. Harmless, right? Not to Karen. She came storming out like she was storming Normandy, screaming, "Get that predator out of here." I was on the porch with my coffee. "Ma'am, he's a neutered rescue." She pointed her whistle at me like it was a gun. "He's a danger to songbirds." And I saw him on my Ring camera. Twice. Tofu, I laughed. "He sleeps 18 hours a day." She scowled. "Not in this neighborhood. Not under my watch." From then on, the violations came daily. Scratched up index cards, grainy photos of Tofu sitting on random porches. One showed him literally licking his paw on a welcome mat. Trespassing was scrawled across it in red marker. I ignored her until the day she tried to trap him. That morning, I heard a clatter, rushed outside in pajamas, and there it was, a raccoon trap. Metal, baited with tuna, set up on my driveway. Tofu was pawing at it curiously. Karen stood across the street with binoculars. "I lost it." "You realize that's illegal." "Right," I snapped. She just smiled, smug and powdered. "Only if you report it. But who would believe you over the Meadowglen HOA president?" And just like that, she crossed the line from irritating to dangerous. I started digging, and what I found was bonkers. Meadowglen has no active HOA. There's no registered board, no dues, no authority. Karen had made it all up. The letters, the fines, the rules, all fake. She printed them at home on pastel stationery and mailed them under a fake seal. I confronted her. "Karen, you're impersonating a legal entity." "Don't be dramatic," she scoffed. "This community needs order. Lady, you're running a cult out of your Tupperware drawer." She reported me for verbal assault. I responded by filing a police report for the trap. Nothing came of it yet, but I wasn't done. I started documenting everything. The violations and the stalking, the trap. I stitched together a timeline and dropped it on TikTok, captioned, "When a fake HOA Karen tries to cancel your cat, but your cat has fans." It went viral overnight, 3.2 million views, thousands of comments. People were furious. Trapping a cat, arrest her. Is this even legal? Someone call PETA and the IRS. People started recognizing her. She went to the grocery store and someone yelled, "Hey, Cat Karen." She called the cops. They told her to stay off TikTok, but I wasn't even halfway done. See, Tofu has a fan named Jaden. He's 14, autistic, and absolutely obsessed with cats. Watches all of Tofu's videos. His mom reached out. "Thank you for posting. Your cat helped my son speak in full sentences." I cried when I read that. That's when I knew this wasn't just about a cat. This was about bullies, about people like Karen thinking they can make up rules and nobody will question them. So I turned the spotlight back on her. Karen wasn't just harassing me. I found out she'd tried to ban Halloween decorations last year, told a black family they couldn't put up a Pan-African flag. She even made someone repaint their mailbox because it was too whimsical. I posted a timeline, every victim, every lie, and it exploded. Suddenly, the local news picked it up, then the Daily Mail, then a podcast called HOA Horror Stories did a feature on us. By then, Karen's little kingdom had started crumbling. But I wasn't stopping until she was dethroned for good. So there I was, standing on the porch of my rented Craftsman, my phone buzzing with notifications, and Tofu lounging in his little hammock like a sunbathing emperor. Karen's fake HOA empire was cracking, but the final collapse that took allies. I wasn't alone anymore. That week, I met Victor, a retired lawyer who lived 4 houses down. He'd been on the receiving end of Karen's infractions too, his crime painting his shutters an unsanctioned shade of teal. He told me with a smile, "I've seen fake HOAs before, but this lady's running a dictatorship with printer paper." Victor offered to help. We built a little alliance. Me, Victor, Jaden's mom, a local animal rights advocate named Miriam, and the quiet gay couple at the end of the street who Karen once accused of excessive flag flying. Together, we called ourselves the Free Yard Society. And we weren't just playing defense anymore. We started canvassing the neighborhood, discreetly, respectfully, asking folks, "Have you received notices?" Turned out over half had. Most were too scared to speak up. One elderly couple thought they owed over $500 in pet odor fines. Karen had been mailing made-up invoices. That's when we realized this wasn't just harassment. This was fraud. Victor pulled up the local property records and cross-referenced signatures on supposed HOA notices. Karen had been forging names, faking board meetings, and charging fake dues all under the non-existent MHOA. We gathered the evidence and filed a formal complaint, not just with the city, but with the county attorney general. At the same time, the media frenzy kept growing. People across the country started tagging their pets with her hashtag Tofu Freedom. Cat owners made parody HOA letters. A meme of Karen holding a no cat sign got over 20,000 shares. I'll never forget the day the county inspector arrived. Clipboard, badge, official as they come. Karen tried to intercept him, waving her plastic whistle. "You're trespassing on HOA business." He blinked. "Ma'am, you do realize this HOA doesn't exist." Her face went pale. She stammered something about order and preserving aesthetics in the children, but it didn't matter. The inspector handed her a cease and desist order. A real one. Legal. Binding. Karen lost it. "You can't do this. I am the HOA." "No," I said, standing beside Victor. "You're just a bored bully with a laser printer." The fallout came fast. Karen was fined for impersonating a legal entity, issuing fraudulent invoices, and setting an unauthorized animal trap. Her local reputation tarnished, her Facebook account deactivated, her whistle confiscated, in what was possibly the pettiest but most satisfying city order I've ever witnessed. But the best part, we turned the space she once used for HOA meetings into a free community exchange. Book swaps, food pantry items, even a little cat cafe corner where kids could play with plushies and watch live streams of Tofu. We called it the Tabby Table. Victor taught law basics on Sundays. Jaden helped organize books. Tofu, of course, remained the main attraction now with a collar that read, "Honorary Mayor." Karen. She moved quietly. In the night, we didn't cheer. We didn't post memes. Not after that, because what mattered most wasn't the downfall. It was what came after. Now, here's the truth. I never wanted to be part of any drama. I just wanted a peaceful place where my rescue cat could sunbathe and I could edit videos without getting passive-aggressive letters in Comic Sans. But Karen forced the issue. She made me stand up, not just for my cat, but for everyone she tried to silence. And you know what? Sometimes standing up means going viral. Sometimes it means organizing. Sometimes it just means saying, enough. So if you've got a Karen in your life, someone inventing rules to control others, Hiding cruelty behind community standards, don't just sit back. Speak out, link arms, and remember, even a small voice can echo loud online, and sometimes a cat can start a revolution. Call to action. What do you think? Was Karen justified in wanting order? Or did she cross a line? Have you ever experienced fake authority in your neighborhood? Share your stories in the comments. Let's talk about real community, justice, and the power of standing up together.